Hey, yeah, like the title suggests, entire video is Silv lore based because when I looked into Silv lore for the last video, I jumped down a rabbit hole. That rabbit hole was like deeper than the Marina Trench. Anyway, so now I have to piece together this because that's my job, and yeah, this is going to be very confusing. First of all, for those who are not familiar with Silv lore, the main components are he has this weird creature inside of him that is that has kept them alive for a very, very long period of time, somewhere between 12 and 8,000 years, and they sometimes go to this place called the Deadlands, which we know very, very little about. We just know that they go there sometimes. There's an alternate version of them that we know basically nothing about, and yeah, those are the main points anyway. We're going to start off with the Deadlands. The Deadlands is a place that Silv goes from time to time. It seems to be a flat expanse made entirely of stone. I have multiple ideas for what this is. First of all, it's a reflection of their mind. It is a flat plane because Silv doesn't feel like they have too much there. They feel like most of it is taken up by the creature, which will be gotten onto later in the video. And this is just him trying to get out each time he goes in, and this white door is just the creature going, wait a second, I should probably let him out. Also, like to mention something. A human with 8,000 years worth of knowledge, and I'm lowballing his age here, would most likely be insane. Even if he is catatonic for half of it. Sorry, that's 4,000, that's still too much. With the creature helping them, okay, maybe 2,000 but then they're also colorblind, so that removes a whole bunch of extra information that he doesn't need to, they don't need to worry about. So, maybe 3,800 years, which would put them fully sane moment 1,800 or so, which fits with his attire because he's wearing steampunk clothes. That was very much 1800s, and of course being insane for the rest of the time, they wouldn't have worn or bought any new clothes other than what looked like what they thought the time was. This also fits with the maze being volunteer-based because in one of their slightly more sane moments, they might have seen an advertisement for it or would have just stumbled in, and then they went, oh, you can erase my memory? Sure. Because they know so much they don't want to, and they have so many memories they don't want, they would be happy to lose them. Unlike most who want to get their memories back. Anyway, back to the Deadlands. The other option is it could be just the creature. It could just be essentially the creature's body in a way, but how Silv imagines it, so it's both in his mind, their mind, and not in their mind. This is a confusing thing because in this scenario, I have no idea what would happen if they jumped off. Whereas if they jumped off when it was Silv's mind, then Silv would just go into catatonic state because his conscious mind thinks he's dead. Sorry, they're dead. Whereas his subconscious mind knows that they're not. The third option is that this is just another realm that this creature transports him to from time to time. Maybe where the creature maybe where the creature comes from. Maybe there's more of these creatures here, and maybe this one managed to sneak out through one of the doors that appear from time to time. Not sure. Anyway, I'm going to move on to alternate universe Silv, or just alternate Silv, because we're not sure if it's alternate universe or not. Anyway, they have a robotic arm, which would suggest to most they're from the future, but we have the ability to make prosthetic arms today, and this is in the future from today. So, unlikely. Other possibility is this is an alternate universe version of Silv, and they have come over from a different universe. No idea how that would be possible, except time travel if multiverse theory is correct. And also they seem to be familiar with the woman, which we classify as just Dot. So I see no way for them to know this person if they're from another universe. The most likely scenario is that alternate Sylvia is Sylvia's ghost of one try. I touched on this last episode about how the ghosts of one try could be haunting their fellow people. I don't know how this is possible, but hey, it was just a guess. If this is the case, this actually makes sense, as the ghosts of one try are able to turn into animals and turn invisible, two things that alternate Sylvia can do. And I'm not sure whether alternate Sylvia can interact with things and break blocks, but if not, well, that just adds another piece of evidence to the list. No real proof other than this, other than the theory I touched on last time about Owen's flashbacks being caused by his ghost, but that's hardly solid proof when even that's circumstantial. And while we're here, I think I'm just going to put on a final Deadlands theory. The Deadlands could be the end floor. If you don't know, in Bedrock Edition, I'm not sure if it's still there today, the end used to have a floor, and you could only get to it if you threw an ender pearl down, and there was a whole bunch of stuff I don't remember. Anyway, this floor wouldn't be endstone because it wouldn't have been affected by endermen or stepped on or anything like that, so it wouldn't have the indents that would be in endstone. It would just be perfectly smooth stone. And perhaps parts have been ripped up, or this isn't the very floor, this is just floating parts of it that are above it. This would also make sense for where the creature comes from, as something that would develop down there would be likely have very small eyes like we see on the creature, and be somewhat octopus or slug-like looking, which the creature does with all of its legs, and it does look rather void-like, and Sylvia does moment up void stuff. So, just a guess, and maybe this creature would be able to teleport him there because of the end. Anyway, going on to these little statue things, I think these things are descendants, or some sort of descendancy. I think these things are like tributes to each person or being that this creature has been, and when each person or being this creature has been dies, they take their place here, or some sort of memorial takes their place here. However, that would imply that the creature has empathy, and from what I've seen, it seems to have all the same characteristics as a person with sadism, so I'm probably putting that off the table. Then there's, what the creature is. So, I did some research to multi-eyed creatures. There's Argus, who's a giant with eyes all over his body, but he can't possess people, nor can he, like, be a void creature. There's Jinns, which have the same little power and can take different shapes, but they're not known to, and also are known to make deals, but they can't, they don't usually possess people, and they're not void. Like, the most likely scenario is this creature is just a creature of void. It is a creature made out of pure void, and it is drawn to the brightest sparks. Let me explain. Character Silv is one of the most intelligent people on the SMP. So, they would have been one of the brightest of their time, right? So, opposites attract, void goes to light, and then we have this Silv void creature hybrid thing, whatever it is. No idea if this is correct. It's a really far guess, but it's the thing that I thought worked the best. Also, because Silv says you'll just choose someone else. This implies that they have to have specific factors that make them eligible to be chosen. And I think this works as well as anything. It's kind of like a Venom symbiote kind of thing. It's the best way I can describe it, but I'm not completely sure. Anyway, that's all from me. See you guys next video. Sorry for messing up the pronouns like 70 times in this video, but I tried to correct myself when I did. Bye.